Pink ladies, T-birds just happen to be watchers of my shit. My name is JImmiPynk. Category is Weather Girls. I fucked up the line I wanted to say. So, Pink ladies, T-birds just happen to be watchers of my shit once again. We are here for Pose, Season 1, Episode 2. I'm living. I am living. I know this is a limited series. It's only 8 episodes. So, I'm trying to let it be okay that they're rushing the story along a little bit. As far as the balls, like, okay, she just won last week and now she's competing for Mother Legendary Child and wins. Okay, but we have some more pressing stuff to go through. I noticed that because my YouTube content is mostly gay adjacent. Gay! The reason why I say that is because I don't want y'all to think I'm purposely targeting a gay demographic. It's just that my flagship show that I review is RuPaul's Drag Races, so 75% of my fan base is male, and I would have to assume, based on what I reviewed, that the majority of that 75% is also at least queer of some type. So, I'm not targeting. We just have a lot in common. We always have. As far as me and gay men.
For a day, I go all the way with guys.
Anywho, with that being said, I felt like this episode was so important. The whole series is, really. But can I get the pink elephant out the room and try to get the negative out the way so that I can praise the moments in the show that I really want to praise, because I felt like there were some important, really important topics covered tonight. But I have to get out the elephant in the room outside of the rushed pace that we're going at. And again, I understand we only have 8 episodes, so for lack of a better word, this is a mini-series. If you put them together in 2-hour episodes instead of 1-hour episodes, we would have a 4-part miniseries. I don't need the story of Quicksilver and Sue Storm. This ain't the place for the motherfucking Marvel Universe, nor is it the place for the WB. I don't need Dawson's Creek. I don't need Quicksilver. I don't need motherfucking the Invisible Woman from the Fantastic Four. I don't need Zoe from House of Cards. I don't need motherfucking Lobster Boy, and I don't need Don't Trust the Bee from Apartment 23. I don't need the white yuppie shit, and honestly, this ain't the show I need to see the Trump fucking shade. I'm sorry. I know that is crazy for me to say, but I tell y'all that all the time. I am no social justice warrior, but I'm going to call out the bullshit when it's bullshit. And a lot of times, it places me on the side of feminism. It places me on the side of liberalism. It places me on the side of the social justice warriors. But not this time. You are telling a very important story about queer, minority people, and how it's become that gay people sometimes have to choose their own family, and it gets better, and all that shit starts from right fucking here. So though I know we are in the era of, yay, Robert De Niro said fuck Trump at the Tonys. I know we all like, that's cute, Kanye, you got an album and all, but make a character great again. And we still ain't forgot that the punchline a gold digger was, and when you get on, you leave your ass for a white girl, and you did it not once, but motherfucking twice, because you had a girlfriend that was a Delta, and then you got with Amber Rose, and now you got with the queen of the goddamn white thoughts. We ain't forgot that either. However, we got a more important story to talk about. You ain't got to like Trump. Keep this yuppie shit the fuck up out the show. It's slowing it fucking down. This is the type of shit that when you get the MAGA folks, like all the creatives and all the liberals, and they putting shit in the media, this is the type of shit that they talking about, because I agree with it right here. This ain't the storyline we need. I even said it in clause yesterday. If that was just a passing joking clause, ha ha he, we gotta change everything around and hang up this picture of Trump because we're Russian. But if y'all keep going back to that shit in clause, I'm gonna call y'all out for the same shit. But this shit right here, and they even said that like, oh, but because James Vanderbeek is basically gonna be our Trump avatar. Look at my boss, he's killing it, he's a master of publicity, they eat up everything they say, they believe everything he say. Okay, Ryan Murphy, we get it, you don't like Trump, neither do any of us. But this is not, this story is too fucking important to tell to push that shit right now. I hope I don't have to bring this up throughout the whole rest of the 6 episodes we got to do, but I got a feeling it's going to come up again because you're pushing that a little bit too hard. With that being said, can we talk about Quicksilver storyline? I don't know what his name is. I'm going to keep calling him Quicksilver because I'm not cosplaying, but crossplaying, which is doing a male character as a female as Quicksilver from the movie at Comic-Con, so he on my mind. Nigga, you Quicksilver. Quicksilver, we find out that he and Angel have never had sex. So when he said, "Can I have a kiss?" like that was genuine. I see where you're bringing him into the storyline to do a comparison of, you guys will never understand them, but at the same time you have more in common with them than what you think. And in that case, yeah, throw Quicksilver and Sue Storm up in the story. That's fine. For those of you guys that are not comic book fans, I'm sorry, but I'm referring to the most recent X-Men and Fantastic Four movies, respectively. So Quicksilver and Sue Storm, yeah, go ahead and throw them in the story if it's to show that the reason why he feels for Angela is the reason why he said, like, you're being who you are. I'm the one that's pretending. And even on a different level of a more deeper level of, you guys are more alike than what people would ever understand. You are also trying to adapt, trying to blend in. Because you're not who you pretend to be either. And you in debt, so how the hell did you go get a raise to go take care of Angel? And I don't want to see you in a place like this. I don't like other men looking at you like this. This is what I'm saying about it's going so fast. How much time has elapsed from episode 1 to episode 2? Did they tell us and I missed it? I'm not 100% sure. So I do realize I'm jumping around. I'm sorry, but like this episode just got me open. Like, it's so touching. And I think the fact that you got real gay and trans people to play these roles, because they have an understanding of really this is where, you know, they did make the steps, I think was just a streak of genius. Not only is the representation important, especially when they're telling their stories, but just people that can really tap into that actual feeling and going through that. Because the acting is fucking phenomenal. It really is. I feel like the weakest actors on the show are Quicksilver and Dawson. And I know them both to be very good actors. And I feel like they're the weakest. And I feel like it's because they're acting. They're telling their story. These people live this. These people have lived this. Not necessarily in this era, but they have an understanding of being trans that you're not going to understand unless you're trans. You know what I mean? Same thing I said in season 1 where I broke it down so serious that I'm like, as much of a LGBTQIA advocate as I am, I can never understand your struggle fully because I will never live it. So I think that was a stroke of genius to actually cast people that this is their truth. And I think that was very important. And I feel like Ryan Murphy knew this was an important story to tell. And that's why it's done with such care. Except for throwing in that anti-Trump shit. You just cut that shit out. This ain't his story. Let's quit giving him attention that he don't motherfucking need. We get it. Trump sucks. He doesn't like black people. He doesn't like brown people. He doesn't like transgender people. He doesn't like poor people. We get it. Move on. I don't really want to hear no more about that. So Angel wins a trophy for Weather Girl Realness. Blanca again watched Legendary Mother against Electra Abundance. I'm going to skip around because stuff is going to strike me as it comes. Like I said, like I was moved by this episode. When we get done reviewing this, I may go back and watch it again. I was really moved. The difficult relationship between Electra and Blanca. Because at the end of the day, as shitty as she may have been, Blanca was in that woman's house, so Electra is Blanca's mother. The same way that she is so, she's a different type of mother, and of course we haven't really, we've seen it, it's implied. But that's still your mother. That's still who took care of you when you was lost and got kicked out because you was really a woman. She took you in. She had you walking in the ball. She taught you the life that you got right now, even though you had better ideas and she tried to stifle you. Come on, mommy dearest. But at the end of the day, like, I thought it was so moving, even though she came in to get her nails polished. She came, it's like, you don't like it, but you gotta respect it because it's your daughter. You know what I mean? Like, she's going to the balls and she's like, I have built this from the ground up. This is what I am. This is important. And once you realize, like I said, it's like the old guard and the new guard. Like, times is different, times is changing. We gotta make a change. Mother Electra is like, listen, we done did this. This is as good as it can get. I'm basically already a rich white woman. This is as good as it's gonna get. Know your place. Don't fight the battles. And then, of course, the new guard is like, we have to do this because thank you so much. And they even said that you paved the way for me. You paved the way for us. But we have to make it better for these children to come up underneath us because she's a mother now. It's kind of like, almost like that dynamic of a grandmother to the granddaughter. You want to say your daughter should be doing this and your daughter should do everything you say. And your daughter is like, I got my own child now. I have to learn how to raise my child my way, and this is how I want to do it. Even when Electra is the one that came and bailed her out of jail. And she's saying all this bravado. No, darling, it's because you left me partially, temporarily embarrassed. You will not do that. I will get my redemption. And she did, and she showed her ass. Like sometimes a parent has to do, like, oh, you think you so goddamn grown? Let me knock you down a goddamn peg because you feeling yourself a little bit too much. You ain't ready. And that was the dynamic that I got from them. I felt like she was shading her, and part of it was real shade, but part of it was real love. That's her daughter. And because they were both, you know, they're both trans females, she's like, I done did this. I done been there. Don't rock the boat. Just blend in. And that is something that black and brown people, that's why we have this new terminology when Beyonce dropped Lemonade. It's unapologetically black. Because we've been apologizing for being black. We have to blend into their society. But now, we're not doing that shit no more. I'm black as hell. Let my natural hair out. I ain't got to fly iron my shit unless I want to. Yes, I have on a wig. I will have on any wig I want because I am what? Sickening. I am a strong black woman. Or a strong gay black man. Or however you feel. Insert it. But we ain't trying to blend no more. We doing us. Matter of fact, y'all trying to blend with us. That's why y'all looking to the Kardashians who all built and got all motherfucking parts to look like a black woman. Holla if you hear me. I holla. So, let me get back into the show, because I'm dropping jewels on y'all, but we here to review this show, so let me get into it. That was the line I wanted to use. I thought old age was mellow a bitch. That was the line I wanted to do as the intro, and I even got it highlighted, and it didn't happen. At least y'all know I'm motherfucking real as fuck, because I'm just like, I even told you, I'm like, oops, I fucked that line up. The Damon and, what is his name? The Damon and Ricky storyline I thought was really, really cute. Again, we were moving ahead kind of fast. Ricky is a player, blah, 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 blah. And we see him out there. Obviously, I wanted to talk about this because obviously Ryan Murphy in his glory, we're telling a queer story here. Let's involve all the queers, because Ricky clearly seems to be pansexual. Now, we haven't seen him hit on biological women, but we've seen him with transsexual women, and not ones that are as feminized as our protagonist, our main group, because they are all very fishy. These girls weren't fishy that he was with. Clearly, you're not just attracted to guys. So, that nice little sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me. I feel it, Brian Murphy. I love again. Thank you, Janet Jackson reference, but I love the storyline of Blanca, like, just really being Damon's mother. And Blanca says, okay, you can go on a date, be back by 3 a.m. Because keep in mind, too, that Damon is also in school and under 18. So Blanca is really keeping a really tight leash on him, plus he's new. So he goes with Ricky, and like, they don't do anything. He just kissed. That's his first kiss. It's something special. It sparks. So we'll see Ricky again. And Blanca really sits him down. Did he have you drinking? No. Did he have you doing drugs? No. Did y'all have sex? No. And the story about he did have to talk with birds and bees with his father, but his father, assuming that he was straight, wasn't giving him the birds and bees that he needed to know about. He needs to know about the birds and the birds. Holla if you hear me. I hollered. So Blanca sits him down and says, we need to talk. Gay life is hard. Gave him the rundown, and of course went and got the pamphlets and everything, and was like, I don't care what you do. That's in your own time. I can't judge when you do that. If you know when it's right, it's right. We even got a little comedy, like, well, what if I'm a bottom and I fall in love with a bottom? Don't do that. You just said there was no rules. What y'all gonna do, bumpers? But anyway, they do that. And they have the speech, and she's like, you get condoms. You come ask me for condoms. Because if you want to do it, you want to be safe. And of course, knowing what we know about Blanca and her HIV status, even though she's not telling anybody that's what's going on, what she told Billy Porter. I'm sorry, I don't never remember his name. Pray tell. But nobody else knows. So, you know, with that underlying current, as well as don't give anybody your gifts. And I felt that, because that goes for any young person that, you know, is at the age where they're going to be sexual. Don't just give your gifts to everybody. I am one of the fortunate ones. I lost my virginity to a man that I was very, very in love with, that really loved me, even though over years he really didn't know how, because he was abusive. But I'll never take away from him that he really did love me. He just didn't know how. I know that sounds fucked up, but at one point in time, and when I lost my virginity to him before it got complicated, yeah, we were in love, and he was not this monster. He wasn't. And I can't take that back. I don't regret who I lost my virginity to. It was my first love. So moving on from that. The ballet. That was a cute scene. We know that's Damon's dream. Blah, 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 blah. We got more important fish to fry. When Blanca, and I'm sorry, I don't have the character's name. I just want to keep calling her Puerto Rican Barbie. Because she bad as fuck. Blanca invites the girl, her sister, basically, because even though she's not in that house anymore, they still raised up together. Her sister invites her to the best gay bar in Manhattan 2 years running, according to the Village Voice. Boy Lounge. I want to celebrate. I won my first trophy, and you won your first trophy in the legendary mother category, and now you are officially up for Mother of the Year because you won that category. That is big. And this is your sister. Regardless of how you feel about the mother, and she even says, you can't stand her as much as the next person. But I'm here to win. And she helps me win. But they keep getting put out a boy lounge, and boy lounge is, we have a rep to protect. We are 35 and under, male, white. I said, uh-oh. I feel like this is an episode of Twitter after RuPaul's Drag Race. I really, really do. Because, and even say that New York gay life is segregated. Is it not still, though? I remember coming up in the gay bars when I was first doing drag. Again, there was a lot of discrimination against people, period. Like, literally,
That's the JImmiPynk.
stereotypical. When I was coming to do drag with, well, I'll say him because I'm talking about the guy form. I would go to do drag with him. He would tell them, his words, not mine, that I was a tranny from Cleveland. Because they wouldn't accept me performing because I was a real female. And that wasn't fair. Now, this ain't no pageant or nothing. We ain't talking about no pageant. This is just performing for tips. Did your gender really matter? If you can perform, you can perform. If this is just the way I felt like I wanted to perform, I wanted to dance and dress up and lip sync, did it matter that I was a biological female? And for that matter, if it was that serious, wouldn't that be to my detriment that I was a biological female? Because it's like, bitch, you ain't doing nothing but lip sync and putting on the hits. Was 1988. Next. Some of y'all don't get that reference, some of y'all ain't. Let me keep moving on since this review ain't all that long. But I just love when she said everybody needs to feel superior. But she ran it down. The blacks, the browns, the gays, and this and this and this, and said we the end of the line. Referring to the black and brown transsexuals. Oh my God. That shook my soul. Because isn't that true? Isn't everywhere you go in life, even in your own circle of people, it's a hierarchy that somebody is always looking down on somebody? We don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. You know, I keep 100. You got to feel like you're doing better than somebody. We the end of the line. That shit shook my soul. I'm not even going to lie. When they have the family meeting, because Blanca doesn't want to do the ball, we kind of got into all of this. I can skip through these. Oh, Quicksilver that went and got a raise so that he could take care of Angel. But I thought that scene was very touching, and I already touched on that because in his own weird way, he's kind of living the same facade. Like, I have to blend and adapt because I'm different in the world that I'm in. I do what I'm supposed to do. And the crazy thing about it is even that he had to adapt. He was like, no, I just need a raise because my wife needs a dishwasher. And James Vanderbeek was like, who is she? She blonde, she's got big tits. Oh, I wanted to talk about this. I gotta see if I can find it. I also want to talk about, too, when we find out that she's in the peep show, notice the last step that he stepped on said fetish. She making money because they're considering her a fetish. Not as a preoperative woman, but as a fetish. Chicks with dicks. It's a reason why that's a joke in so many goddamn movies. Chicks with dicks. I still feel like this is what I wrote. Is he trying to buy her, wow, a kept woman, a year, and you can't pay your bills now? And then she says something about not getting killed in the gutter, and I said, yeah, she's been an extravaganza. That's what we call foreshadowing. Sometimes Ryan Murphy is, I'm just going to be honest.
If I was gay for a day, there's nothing I wouldn't say. That's the gay plan.
Sometimes your foreshadowing is really fucking obvious. We already kind of seen the parallels. Some kind of way he going to have to kill her because he ain't going to be able to pay that year lease.
Like to be gay. Just for a day.
Lil Poppy is selling drugs, so you know that's going to be a problem. What else? I can't find it. It was something I want to say that James Vanderbeek's character had said. I can't find it, and overall it was more of, when he said that, that was more for the straight women that they know is watching this because we watch gay shit. No shade. But they threw that in there. Oh, I know what it was. I ain't gotta look it up. Because that shit hit my soul too. He said, do you love her? He says, I don't know yet. No, you don't love her. You just ain't tired of fucking her yet. This is coming from a straight man, and of course, again, he is our Trump avatar, so we're supposed to be showing like the disdain that he has for women and all that. That was for the straight women, though, because that hit our soul like, ooh. But the last thing I'm going to say is when they said to that woman, the category is Dynasty, not Falcon Crest. Rest in peace, Grandma Fanny. My grandma used to, listen, I was born in 78 now. My grandmother lived for Dynasty in Dallas. Even Knots Landing. But my grandmother would never miss Falcon Crest. Ever. And when they said it, I just was like, rest in peace, Grandma, I love you. Because like, as soon as they said that, like, I immediately started thinking about my grandmother. And a couple other things that just happened during the day. We got the announcement about our family reunion, and it was something else. I can't remember what it is right now. That I was like, my grandma, so she just has been around all day. So to come home and get to finally watch Pose, and they said something about Falcon Crest just made me smile. So I got the feeling these Pose reviews are going to start getting really, really personal because it's such a personal show. And I'm just going to apologize for advance because I'm going to lighten it up by like just throwing shit in to try to lighten the review up because this review seems to be really, really serious about this show. Even though I love it, it's just that we're tackling a lot of difficult topics. And again, there are the issues. As a straight, binary, cis female, I'm never going to understand. But
attacking blazing, I'm so amazing. Just animation, not anime on your cartoon station. So fulfilling, no adults, swimming for about an hour. Revealing power, unorthodox amongst these cowards. Full transformation for Optimus Prime transformation. A good vibration from.
Don't mind me if I say maybe it only needs to stay 8 and not be a season 2 because he tends to fuck up. But initially, when he has a project and he believes that he's trying to tell a story, you're showing the differences. But also at the same time, you're showing we're all the same. It's different levels. The situation might be slightly different, but we're also all the same. So this show has been opening a lot up in me. Like I said, the way that my fellow reviewers, and yes, the majority of the reviewers that I'm even subscribed to, that review like Drag Race and stuff, a lot of them are black and brown gay males. So, like, they're on it. And, like, I never watch anybody's review before I review my own, but I did not review theirs. And I see how much more they open up and how much more insightful they are about the show than I could ever be. But I'm just saying that to say this, that at the same differences where they're feeling it like, because y'all never understand this, I get it. For me, who is not a part of the community, it's also opening up a whole other side, and that's why you can get your viewership like that. It's opening up a whole other side. To me, is like, as much as I can never understand that, there are so many things that are similar. And I feel like that's where we're getting the Quicksilver, the Evan Peters character. And I think that's what kind of what he represents, like, hey, and don't get me wrong, of course I'm not white and I'm not male. But at the same time, I got it a little bit easier than a transgender black woman. A little bit easier than a gay black woman. A little bit easier than a gay black woman. A little bit easier than a gay black man. You know what I mean? So, I think his character is there just that we can show, look at these complete opposites of the spectrum, and you can relate to all of them, because at the end of the day, we're all human. And there are certain things that there are similarities, and we go through kind of some of the same things, even though the circumstances are different. So, with that being said, and even with that, even throwing that in, that him and Angel is an interracial couple, even. Let's throw that in there too. Ryan Murphy is unpacking a lot in this. A lot. So, with that being said, I would like to thank my patrons who are really assisting me at this time. I can't tell you any better than that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for assisting me. Same thing for the people that donate to my PayPal. You may not have it to give monthly. Maybe not even $1 monthly. Shit, you never fucking know. But when you have it, you donate it, and I appreciate it. To my Pink Ladies and T-Birds, of course you know there is no channel without you. So I thank you guys. That was the other thing that happened. Matter of fact, my last subscriber count was 3033, and that was my grandmother's address. That was the other thing that happened today, that my grandmother has just been in the zeitgeist. So maybe she's watching over me today, and I needed it because I did kind of have a rough day at work. But it's my last one, and I'm off, and that's why I was able to get engaged and do the review, honey, because I can go to bed late if I need to. Let's party. Let's party. Like you hit the angles. Anyway. If you're not a Pink Lady or a T-Bird, that just means you're not a member of the House of Grease because you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. You can do that by clicking Sailor Jimmy over there at the end of the video, or you can go on down below. You might want to go ahead and go down low, because if you hit that bell, whoa, you'll get a notification for all of the rest of my Pose reviews, my Claws reviews, the rest of RuPaul's Drag Race, and every other review I got. Jim and the Holograms. Grease Saturday, 40th anniversary. I'm doing an anniversary special. I think y'all will really love that, because I'm going to compare Grease and Grease 2. Category by category, and choose who the winner is. I think you guys will love that. Also, all else I need y'all to do, besides like, share, retweet, Instagram, all that shit, what I really need y'all to do is keep it greasy. Business.
Kamehameha, attackers blazing, I'm so amazing. Japanimation, the anime on your cartoon station. So fulfilling, no adults swimming for about an hour. Revealing power, unorthodox amongst these cowards. Full transformation for Optimus Prime transformation. A good vibration from